Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's Q&A. This week's we're talking about training for size versus training for strength. Obviously, they're two very different things, and for most people, they're not going to know that you would train for them differently. There are some crossovers, and we'll kind of go through that later. But let's start with first things first. If you're training for size and just for size, you have no interest in getting stronger, you're going to be looking at lighter weights, a lot more repetitions, time, and just being in a contraction of your muscles for a long periods of time. So let's say it's a longer tempo where you're trying to hold or slowly release a weight down to a certain point and then raise it back up again and start again. That's going to create what I would call bigger, fluffier muscles. They're usually not as dense, but they'll look bigger and they'll be more puffy. But that is, on the other side, not going to give you a whole lot of strength development. You will get some, but it will be very slow strength development. You'll kind of work up through weights slowly. On the complete opposite end of the scale, you can train purely for strength, and that's going to look like very few repetitions, maybe 2 to 3, even single reps on certain things. Not missing any repetitions, but trying to find weights that are challenging every time you train in different ways. And you can very quickly increase your strength without doing a whole lot more than that. But here's the rub. Your body kind of needs both. So if you're training for strength, there's going to come a point where you can no longer get much stronger without getting a little bit bigger. In that case, you may want to add in some of the exercises or training methodologies that we talked about at the beginning when training for size, because a bigger muscle will be able to generate a larger contraction and you'll be stronger from it. On the other side of things, if you're training for bigger, puffier looking muscles that don't have as much strength, there will come a point where you need to get stronger and in order to get bigger. A lot of people who are at the very top of their game in their size and their physique are stronger people because they've learned that at a certain point you need to be stronger and you have to kind of tip that bucket over a little bit every once in a while and gain strength to be able to get to the point where you want to have a certain physique. So training for them is different, very much so, but you can do them both at the same time, and training for one usually will require training for the other at some given point.